Hi, DeSo. This is DeSo and the Eyes of Beholders, and it's Matryoshka.
Ready, player one?
And Lucy Marriott. Welcome to Web3.
And today's special guest is William Laurent, an amazing artist, our dear friend, and just an amazing person. Hi, Will.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Jessica and Lisa and Luca. I appreciate it.
Of course, it's wonderful having you here. And William, to people who don't know about your journey yet, let's start with chatting about your DeSo journey. How did you heard about DeSo the first time, and how did you start your journey into crypto and Web3 and all this wonderful stuff?
I think my journey was similar to a lot of people's, in that I thought crypto was all something that wasn't important, or I shouldn't be in, or was scammy, or was just a stupid idea. So I had been for many, many years buying gold, buying silver, investing in gold stocks, investing in mining stocks, because I knew that the world was in debt, that there's no way that Europe, the US, or Japan could ever pay off their debt. There's only three ways out of debt. It's either war, default, or hyperinflation, right? Those are pretty much the only ways out. I was just in investments that I would say were alternative, like that, precious metals, that haven't necessarily been doing well for a long time. And then I just started thinking, well, maybe I should look at crypto a little bit. Maybe I had some downtime. And this is when I think Doge was hot or getting hot. This would have been last year around February, right? Almost, it hasn't been that long, has it? Gosh, a little over a year ago. Yeah. And I thought, do I invest in Doge? And I started learning about blockchain, started watching videos on the internet. And that's really what caught my attention, because I was like, well, crypto might be a scam, but this blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, DLT, really is the wave of the future. And cryptocurrency runs on top of it. So then I just started consuming, because I get a little bit obsessive compulsive if I like something or think it's important. So I just started consuming YouTube videos 24/7, like how it works, what is cryptography, what is blockchain. And then little by little, I said, yeah, I gotta get something. So I set up a wallet. I was gonna buy Dogecoin, but I think I didn't want to join an exchange, and I think you couldn't get it on Uniswap. And at the same time, Shiba Inu, you remember Shiba Inu came out, and I saw this little article about Shiba Inu and how it was had mooned because Elon Musk said something and someone misinterpreted it. A lot of money went in, and Shiba Inu was still dirt cheap. So long story short, I bought a little bit. I think I bought like, gosh, I think I put it in $2,000, which was kind of stupid. And then a few days later, it was like $14,000. I was like, okay, cashed out. I took my profits there, and then it went down. I went back in again, and I'm a shitty trader. Like, I'm not good at trading. But I put some money back in, and I think that money wound up being another like $30-some thousand, for not bad for $2,000 investment to make 40,000. And that was the money that I used, about half that, to go into DeSo. And the jump, I think at that point, was easy, because I had made some money. I had some Monopoly money, some play money in my wallet. I was starting to watch videos about crypto and what I should do. And then this video came out. Sheldon Evans was on the video. This would have been probably March of last year. And Sheldon came in late as a guest, and the two guys were waiting for Sheldon, and they were talking about DeSo. And this must have been like March 15th. And I just knew, I was like, oh shit, I gotta be in there. Cause like I had been off of Twitter for like 10 years. I told all my students, I was teaching data analytics at different universities, telling my students, you don't need social media, it's bullshit. They're using your information. God, what a mistake. Cause I could have thousands of tens of
followers
thousands
on Twitter. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't, but I got to build that up. I thought this sounds like a good place where I could just go in and show my art and show my creations, maybe my music or my writing or whatever. Took me a couple days to sign up and figure out, and then I got in on DeSo, I think March 26th or March 27th. And it was like, I think it was for all of this. I didn't sleep that night. I literally did not sleep. it was just such an endorphin rush. I got on and I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know about the bonding curve. Stupidly, I just aped in, which I get emotional and I should have not done that. So I didn't put the whole 20K in at that point. I put a little bit in, and right away I got on, showed some of my artwork. And if you remember Alec Torelli, and that was become a friend of mine. Alec Torelli was at one time the world's high stakes poker champion. Bought some of my coin, I think just after Arts had bought 17 of my coin. Now I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So my coin was, I had a 0 founder's fee. That was back when you could come on the platform, your founder's fee was automatically set to 0.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And you earned it in Creator Coin.
Arts and I are
Yeah.
look, and I'll say this, Arts totally freaking whaled me now. He's still my friend. In fact, I'm scheduled to talk to Arts next week. So no hard feelings. I probably would have done the same thing. Although when I did bring friends onto the platform, I didn't go whale them. I let them buy their own coins, right? So Art bought a bunch, and then all of a sudden my coin price went up to, I don't know what it was that time, went up to like $600 or something. I was like, and it was like, oh my God, right, whoa. And stupidly, I went home and I, still not knowing what I'm doing, just started putting money in little by little as my coin price was going up, and I barely owned any of it. So that when my coin price did get sell off, all that money got lost, right? So one thing that happened to really get me excited about DeSo was at the end of March. Do you remember they used to have something called Who's Got Clout or You Got Clout?
Yeah.
This is run by Miyazaki. It was run by Miyazaki, and this is when there was that circle of like Olmsted, Miyazaki, those guys, and he ran this little thing, and they would have a daily award, or every 2 days or every 3 days, and it would be platform creator, and whoever won that award, all the whales would come in and buy their coin and like buy and pump it, and they get pumped and dumped. So I won that award, and then more whales bought my coin. At that point, I had learned how to raise my founder's fee, and my coin went up even more. And I was sort of like, I was just hooked on that whole idea, and that was back when we thought creator coins were important and your price was important, and you would wake up in the first thing in the morning and go see who bought your coin and sold your coin. It was not healthy. That was not healthy. But as my coin was going up and down, I would put a little bit more of my own money, a little bit more of my money. Now I will note this with, I haven't lost money on DeSo. The money that I put into DeSo, I took out without rugging my coin, without rugging myself or my wife. But Tokyo girl, right?
Which is, I think, the first one we are mentioning about not drugging your wife.
Yeah,
I'm
don't
not
rug
gonna
your
rug my,
wife.
if I get pissed off on mine, no.
Rule number 1 of crypto, don't rug your wife.
So I was able to get
I
the
took
money
your girl.
out. I was able to get the money out that I put in, but if you think about all the NFTs that I sold, and several $1,000, I think it's maybe, I don't know, $6,000, $8,000. If you think about the money that I was scammed out in Clout Mafia, that was probably another over $3,000. All those types of things that, yeah, I'm not at a financial loss at this point, but I haven't really made much for all the grinding and effort I've done, other than get almost 6,000 followers, open up a marketing channel, and make friends such as the 3 of you, and make great business
Yes.
contacts that I've actually hired in my new venture. So honestly,
Yes, would you like to talk about this, about the blog?
and I don't mean to spend too long about my journey. You asked me if there are
Your
any
journey is
parts
your
of this,
journey.
if there are any parts of it that are boring, please. But I wanted to make sure that I gave you the whole thing. So yeah, that was my journey. My new venture. Yeah. So, and I'm trying not to be too circular or give too long of an explanation, Matreska. So if you want me to shorten it, I can.
No, it's wonderful. It's very interesting hearing this, because like when I remember I looked at your coin price and it was so high, and I was like, I'm curious how, like, and then I saw, and then you have a bunch of whales like investing in you, and like you said, you bought 17 of your own coins. So
At
that
one
kind of
point,
explain that a little bit.
at one point, I mean, Olmsted, Arts, Gallimar, all those whales were in there. And one thing that happened is my coin, if you look at my number of coins in the market, it's pretty much the same as it was back then. I think it's 50. So my coin price is pretty much the same as it's always been, if you don't include the crash of DeSo that it was in the beginning. But here's the big difference. I own about 87% of my coin as opposed to 3%. So if the day ever comes when I do want to take my money off the platform, and this is very important to me because my reputation and my real name is tied to that coin. If I do need to take the money off the platform, I'm not going to hurt anybody.
Yeah, you're taking out your own money.
And I think my biggest holder is Arts, and he already made like 20 grand off my coin before. So if he loses $1,000 if I rug him, I really don't give a shit. So anyway, how I got to Blockster. Blockster, I saw what they were doing, and their designs were amazing. And to me, it looked like at the time, it's not, but it looked like at the time sort of a competitor to DeSo. So it was like hedging my bets. It's like, oh, these guys are in early release beta. I should talk to them. So I reached out to their team to see what they were doing. And we started talking a little bit more and more. And they said, hey, you know what? Your art's pretty cool. Can we do an interview with you? So they did. They did a piece on me, and they email blasted it out to people that were on their list, and it did really well. It got like 20,000 views, that interview, which at the time I think was one of their biggest articles. And I was like, wow, cool. You want to do another one, right? And that was the time I had DeSolators on DeSo, and there was some momentum there.
And DeSolators is
led to
William's
another,
NFT
and I said
collection.
to them, I've read your other articles, and they're right. Sorry. Yeah. I had read their other articles and said, your writing is, I mean, honestly, it was bad, really bad, to the point of where I said, it's embarrassing. It was not well. I said, I write too. I've written for the big publishing companies, Arizent, Source Media. I have like 20 bylines in American Banker. So my pedigree in writing is pretty damn good. And they're like, well, yeah, okay. How much do you want to charge for article? Yeah, we'd like you to write for us. One thing led to another. I think I said, what you guys really need is an editor. And then the next day they're like, do you want to be our editor? And I was like, really? So I became the editor-in-chief at Blockster, and we got rid of most of the writers. We kept a few of them that we thought we could coach. We're bringing in other writers. We still need writers. And then when I came in, my goal was to get more away from the editing duties and get more into chief creative officer, right? So I wanted to be involved in the NFT creations that Blockster is going to be doing. I wanted to be involved in design. I wanted to be involved in the branding and the messaging in different areas. So I have transitioned into that role from editor-in-chief to chief creative officer, which leaves a vacuum for chief editor. We do have a interim managing editor, but I handle the editing duties as well. So a lot of the things that go out that I think are important, I at least try and get my hands on. So yeah, that's that. The DeSo connection there, because I think this is, for me, this is like the coolest thing. And I think would be the most important thing for your audience is that I'm trying to build a community on Blockster. It takes time. DeSo got lucky. Nader just got lucky, and that it was at the right place, the right time, the right buzz, and we all came on at once, which was beautiful for us. It was beautiful for DeSo. And my friends, I've made literally hundreds of friends from DeSo. That's been an amazing thing, and that community is still important to me. I've posted on DeSo since March 26th of last year, every day. I have not missed a day. That's how important the community is to me. And, even if, sorry, even if the price of DeSo went down to 0, I would still post because the community, the friends, I've met you in person, Matryoshka. I'll meet up with you and Luca next month. Is it next month? When is it?
Yeah, this month,
This month. Holy
March
crap.
26th.
Holy
Yeah.
crap. Holy crap. Time flies. So,
Yeah.
helping put together the Tampa Bay DeSo meetup with Michelle and Kate Colgan and Miss Katie Ann. I know that that's a shit ton of work. I know what you guys are going through. Frankly, I don't want to be involved in that. I just want to show up and be like, yeah, you guys did that. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, most of people feel the same way, unfortunately.
Because I've been, you know what, I feel I've been on your side of it. I know how brutal it is. So maybe I selfishly just want to be entitled to just like show up and take advantage
And
of
enjoy yourself. You
all the
absolutely.
work that you've done. But again, try not to be circular. I think the most important point that I wanted to make is the community that was built on DeSo, and like I'm hiring people. So Brian Meeks, I hired, and he's my right-hand guy now on Blockster, and I literally could not survive without him right now. Like I couldn't have done this job without him. He's been absolutely amazing. I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud that he's able to put his ego aside and be positive and just crank out amazing work. That's been incredible. There's another guy on DeSo who goes by the name of Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown is an SEO guy. He also, we had talked because he bought a couple of my DeSolators NFTs. And after that, we had talked, he has his own website called cryptobytes.io. And I had done a piece for him. And then as we realized that our SEO wasn't working at Blockster, I was like, hey, Charlie, come over here and work. So he's not an employee of Blockster, but we do retain Charlie's services. So that's 2 DeSo people right there. Darisha is our correspondent for Malaysia and Indonesia and whatever else we need her for. And she's a fantastic storyteller. He picks great topics. So another DeSo person, Michael Neal.
Yeah, I read her article about I read one of your articles that she wrote about the crypto in her area, and it was very interesting. Right?
Yeah, she's amazing. So Michael Neal, I brought into DeSo. He was a childhood friend, but so maybe it doesn't really count as a true DeSo connection, but he's a senior advisor to me and to the CEO and CMO, and there are just other people that I had a long conversation with Surrett yesterday. He's going to be writing some articles for us, hopefully, and maybe doing some other stuff. And Brock is going to be working with us. It's sort of top secret right now, and we're strategizing how to use Brock Pearson. But that's also been amazing. If there's anyone else I'm forgetting,
and yeah, Brock is like super knowledgeable in crypto, but he just doesn't usually spread this.
That's a testament to the community building on DeSo, right? That now we're hiring, not only are we friends, but we're hiring each other for jobs. We're planning these in-person meetups, and all the while, the price of DeSo has pretty much gone down the whole time. So it's not stopped us from bonding and making deeper connections. And it's crazy where I feel like for all of us, our first point of contact, actually, where we all met was on the Not Your Average call, which was like this in the middle of the pandemic, this all virtual, all the time call. That I think I got a lot of us really addicted to the community aspect of it. And now to see that we're like building working relationships and like in-person bonding relationships, it's really cool to see where the community has been in just a year. Like I said, the first anniversary is coming up.
It's amazing that the trust. I mean, we all learned really fast that the main currency wasn't DeSo. The main currency was trust, right? And we've managed to build this amazing community on DeSo, on Clubhouse, on Discord, on Club Connect, on all these other apps that we're using to have Zoom calls on Not Your Average. And we've put in.
Oh, William dropped off.
Oh no.
Hopefully he will be able to join us in a second. He's out there, so his connection might be a little bit spotty, but it's really cool to hear more of his story on DeSo and everything that he's doing.
Yeah, he disappeared into the metaverse.
Yeah.
All Hi.
Oh,
All right, William, you're back.
Well,
We
that
lost
is,
you
can you
there.
see me okay?
No, we
Yes.
don't see you
Not
on
at all.
camera.
oh, I see you now. We don't see you.
We
All
hear
right,
you.
give me a second. That was the battery dying in the hot Florida sun right there. That's what that was.
That's what happens, folks, when you're in the Florida sun. Can be
That's
very
what
cool.
happens.
The Florida sun will melt
Or
you.
you could be like Matreska and just straight up lose your phone.
Yes, which is I buried my phone somewhere on the Miami beach. Well, I didn't bury it; somebody stole it. But yep,
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
create
I
an
was-
account for Mishka's lost
melted
phone.
away. Yep.
amplifying what Luca was saying is it's we built this really just amazing, unique community, and we all I was just gonna say we sort of put in the time, we paid our dues like socially, and and look at the result. We have this incredible. There's at least 100 to 150 people, probably more, probably many more, that I could reach out on DeSo, that I know from DeSo, and just be like, hey, what's up? Can you take a look at this? What do you think about this? And they wouldn't even think twice about helping. Isn't that amazing? Actually, it's probably hundreds and hundreds.
The spirit of people on DeSo when we're at our best is generosity. Generosity, love, support. That's the culture when DeSo is at its best, for sure.
And we've seen it at its worst too. And the good thing is that we've been able to, for the most part, we've been able to put grudges, we've been able to put arguments, we've been able to put things behind us and just sort of carry on as adults. And I've been really, really encouraged. Yeah, I mean, we've seen the worst, the best, and the worst of human nature, because we're all motivated by money, and the underlying DeSo has financial underpinnings. Now, they're not nearly as strong as they used to be, or they're just not in our consciousness that like they used to be. Nobody buys creator coins anymore. If I see someone buys, once in a while, someone will buy $5 of my coin, and I'll be like, wow, it just doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I don't buy the creator coins of some like young people, or like, I mean, young people, young on DeSo, like new people joining DeSo, just to support them, because I remember how it felt for me. So that's why, like, I'll buy $5 of that coin. And I know that, you know, it's probably not going much anywhere. Like, we know, all figure out creator coins are not really working great, unfortunately. But it's still, you know, it helps them to feel that, oh, we are loved, and, you know, we are bringing value, and people are supporting us and they're rewarding us. Which, I mean, you can also do with diamonds as well.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think spending your DeSo on diamonding posts, number one, your money goes a lot farther.
Yeah.
And spending it on NFTs to support people's art, I think that's a much better use of your DeSo than creator coin. I don't like creator
coin. I think things are very interesting in that everything goes, the pendulum goes right and left, and everything goes in a circle. It comes back where it is. Look at the Nacho average call. When that thing we'd have 30 or 40 people on a call, and that was the place to be. And then it sort of just completely went offline. And then I think 3 weeks ago, we had a session where there was like 25 people on. And then now it's like 2 or 3 people. So, you know, DeSo could come back, and in 6 months from now, everybody could be buying creator coins again. And it could be just like totally like crazy. It's really interesting from a trend perspective to see how things go. Maybe not, you know, maybe NFTs will come back. Right now it's engagement is just so low. It's a little bit discouraging, but I'm not going to, and I'm sure that you all feel the same way. I'm not going to give up my followers. I'm not going to give up that following base and let my ego get in the way. Like some people, I won't name names, that were like, fuck you, so fuck you, this place sucks, Nader, I'm leaving because I'm not getting the attention I deserve, or you know, you're not paying attention to me, or like you're buying NFTs of the wrong artists, you know, go F you.
What a pleasant personality that person has. I want to be wearing them more.
we all want to be appreciated, and especially artists, right? Or especially artsy people want to be appreciated. But that's and DeSo gets us there farther than most. You know, Nader's running this company, and I don't like the lack of marketing. I don't like the fact that I think he needs a coach. He needs a CMO. He needs somebody. But on the other hand, he's a kid. He's 20. He's 29 years old, right? He's like running this thing. He's built this thing. It's $200 million, right? That any startup would die for, and he still has the time. Now, sometimes it might be a bot, but it still has the time to go and diamond to people.
For diamonds, yeah.
Right? You know, it's amazing, and that honestly, that's been my number one revenue stream lately on DeSo is just getting diamonds from Nader, because it's like, oh, maybe I'll get 4 diamonds today.
I think to be fair, when people are exploring crypto startups, most startups have it's different. Like if you watch the A16Z, the Andreessen Horowitz crypto startup school videos, they talk about this in the videos. But something important to remember about crypto is that most companies are looking for a product market fit. And with crypto companies, I don't remember the order, but there's, instead of just the one thing, there's 2 parts to it. So I think that DeSo finally, hopefully, has figured out the product market fit, and the product is the community. And I hope they're understanding that now. Yeah.
I mean, I know from the startup issues that I'm experiencing now is what we call this Kaniagic syndrome, is that there's so much opportunity and so many cool connections and so many people we talk to. It's like, oh, look at this, we can do this. Oh, look at this, we can do this. Oh, look at this. And you know, that's the kiss of death, right? Your burn rate will just go to nothing. So it's like, we need to set parameters. We need to select what we're going to focus on. For me, DeSo has been an extremely important use case on things to do, things not to do. We're rewriting our UI, and I know what works on DeSo and what doesn't work on DeSo for engagement. When we were trying to figure out, are we a social media site? Are we a social content site? We quickly figured out is that we need to be just a social media site with all these other bells and whistles around crypto, NFTs, play to earn gaming, DeFi. That's it. No cat pictures. I don't want to see about your vacation in Aruba. That's fine. You can post that, but that's not what we're about. Because we need, this is a conversation I had with Salil about a month ago. And Salil was like, you know, DeSo needs that one topic for people to rally around. And I said, exactly. And that's what I'm trying to do at Blockster, is like set that parameter, and like, this is the place where you go for crypto, right? So, you know, DeSo, it's like, why do you go to DeSo? Is it for and I know everyone goes for different reasons, but I think the fact that it is so broad and so capacious that maybe it has lost its way a little bit.
Well, something important to remember as well, when you are community building, you pick content pillars. You pick 3 to 4 content pillars, and that is what you post content around, and that's how you attract and build your community. Anybody who's taken the HubSpot content marketing course knows this, or if you've taken the certification. You thank you, Dharmesh, for doing free education for people.
Right.
But you pick your 3 to 4 content pillars, and then you start.
He does watch these videos.
Yes, he watched the previous video with Shemek, and he commented on that. So hi, Dharmesh.
Okay. Hi, Dharmesh. Well, 2 things, Dharmesh. Number 1, thank you for the free content training. I know it's inbound marketing, but it worked. Actually, no, I'm not a paying customer, but that's okay. HubSpot's awesome. And then second, thank you for the CX featuring all women. Way to be an ally. Get it, brother. But yeah.
Yes, I'm doing it on International Women's Day. Lisa was just telling me about this. That's amazing. Thank you for helping promote more women effort. There are so little of us in this whole space that it's wonderful.
Anyway, but anybody who knows anything about community building, or who is a content marketer, or who has ever had a Facebook group, or has like an Instagram that they use for marketing their business, knows you pick 3 to 4 content pillars, right? And then you post sub pillars as part of the 3 or 4, and that's what you do. So like, if I'm building a community on DeSo around Web3, what are my content pillars? NFTs, right? You know, like you pick the 3 or 4, and then you attract the people that are into those things.
Right. Yeah, I'm still bullish on the technology, but I think this is a much more of a long-term game than game is probably not the right word, but more long-term thing than we wanted it to be. We know that we're not going to get rich from it, but I think smart services over smart contracts is a very important concept that could be a game changer. And I've spent time. I interviewed Alex Velitis for the article at Blockster, and I spent an hour and a half just talking to the guy, picking his brain, and that's a brilliant guy. I mean, I look at people like that and I said, what was I doing when I was that age? I was such a fuck up. I was just like drinking, partying, playing in punk rock bands, like just doing.
Well, you're still doing that. Come on.
Only now we're memeing.
Tell the
And
truth.
drinking and doing all of that.
You know what? But I've been so busy, and that's the one thing, because I haven't seen my wife for a while, and people are like, are you behaving? And I'm like, I'm too busy, and maybe I'm too old. So I really am being good. But
Boring.
But my point is that is a brilliant team.
Yeah.
And they need help. They need to find the right, whether it's advisors or somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about what's going on internally, but it's sad to see. I mean, I think if you look at I was on Social Capital's website the other day, and I think they used to list, weren't they an investor in DeSo? I didn't see DeSo up there anymore. I didn't see that as one of their investments. I know that a lot of those VCs or the people that were big in posting on DeSo that their companies had invested in, they don't seem to be around. So I just wonder.
Well, I think it's something important to remember about venture capitalism is that the time horizon is 7 to 10 years.
Right.
So
yeah.
We just finished year 1, and we're still in the trough. You know, we had the first little bump, and then we had like I don't remember the technical term for it, but like the trough of sadness. And then,
right.
You know, so I think that's important to remember as well.
The trough of disillusionment.
And
call it the trough of sadness. I'm not sad, but but I'm a believer. So.
And the transition of the core team, like you said, they are very smart people. They are a brilliant team, and the transition to developer focus and expanding the app layer out to other developers has been really frustrating for us as the community, because it's they've hunkered down and focusing on these much tighter streams of giving out their giving their time and their but I think we're starting to see the fruits of that, like with NFTZ launching version 2 yesterday. Supernova's releasing their investor deck, which is really, really like.
Where can I see that, Luca?
I think if you do investors.supernovas.app, it'll take it, but I'll send you the link.
Okay, awesome. I actually was just talking to Michaela today on Discord, so that would help me prepare for my next conversation with her, because I want to do a feature on them. And they've again super. There's another like use case. They have been Rasmus and her have just been amazing people. So amazingly supportive of artists, so positive, and so giving.
Yeah, and they back up the technical execution with like a really warm front-facing, creator-facing side, which I think we get frustrated with the DeSo Foundation for maybe not being as warm to the creators. But I think it is more the role of creator platforms like Supernovas and NFTZ to be that interface with creators and community.
Yeah, the layer 2.
Yeah, and I guess Pearl is getting teased more and more every day.
I still cannot get into the beta version of testing of that. Happy Penguin told me you can just put your name on the whitelist, which I did, but the last time I saw it was like 44th in line or something like this, because I'm not promoting it. And like if other people join it using your referral code, then you get higher on the thing. But if I don't know what it is, I don't feel comfortable promoting it. I don't feel comfortable sending it to other people and saying, hey, join, because I have no idea, if I actually would like other people to join it until I saw it. So I'm still there on the list waiting to be let in and see it for myself before I'll start telling about this to all the other people.
Matryoshka, somebody needs to talk to somebody. That needs to be fixed immediately, if not sooner.
Oh, what I was gonna
I have something to add to what Luca was saying. So I think it's important to remember, and I'm not on the inside, I don't know all the plans, but it is important to remember that they said we have $200 million, $50 million they've given to developers.
Right.
And then they also said there's going to be tranches for creators and for NFT artists. So it's entirely possible that we just haven't seen that yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't have the structure yet, and they just need to create the structure to make that happen.
Well, that's why what Matreshka and Luke have been working on with respect to the meetup in LA is so important, because that now
give me credit. I haven't done shit.
All right, so
Matreshka. Yeah.
All right. You're in San Francisco, right? You're not in LA.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. That's this is their chance to. They're in LA. This is their chance to sort of get some more transparency, get in front of us more, and we need to integrate them into the community more.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I want to see them posting more, or like I mean, again, I just think it would be. I think it would be such a positive thing. Think about look at what the Krasnoses have done with their show every day and never missing it, and just doing everything they can to hold things together, and what Michelle Lord is doing, and what Matreshka is doing, organizing. We're all doing. We've all been working so hard. It would just be nice to feel like we were more integrated into the overall picture, right?
Yeah, and I have a hope that actually meeting us in person, because we all experienced magic of meetups. Lisa was part of meetup in Europe. William, I met with you in Tampa, with Luke in San Francisco and in Miami. Like we all experienced this magic that happens when you meet quite a few people from this ecosystem and you start, being together and interacting. It's magic. That's why I call it. It's like it changes your relationship with the platform very, very much. And I have a hope that once they meet all of us and they will experience that as well, they would feel the love of the community on a different level and will want to be much bigger part of that than they are right now. Although I gotta say, like even now, seeing Alex Velitis doing a video about stuff that they're doing was such a huge thing. It's such a small thing, but it's also such a big thing for us as the community to see you tell us about what you're doing. We understand that you guys are working on so many amazing things, but actually like being a little part of that and actually see and know about this helps a lot with trust. And like has been said today, trust was the main currency when we started all of this.
Right.
And we want to continue to build that and bring us all together and to create more trust.
Yeah, I mean, no, go ahead.
Can I ask all of the three of you a question, and then I gotta run in like 5 minutes. So I know,
sure,
Luke. Well, actually, because I know the answer already, because Matreshka's been on and Lisa's been on. Luca, have you been on the Krassenstein show?
With Matreshka. Oh.
All right, so I'm the only one. Who do I got to kill to get on that show? Because that's like my decent.
We are gonna tag Krassenstein here. They will watch, so hopefully they will take the hint.
Well, I'm gonna tell you in one easy step how to get on the Krassenstein show.
Okay.
Ask them.
Go to their profile. Sorry, go to your messages.
Yeah.
Send them a DM and be like, "Hey guys, can I come on your show and talk about this?" And they'll be like, "Of course you can," because they're the nicest people in the world.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting them in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you haven't met them. I met them, so to me, like it's all you're all one big family because I met all of you, but like it's different.
Yeah, you know everybody.
But except for Lisa, we haven't met in person. But I love you already.
Oh,
well, just ask. Just ask.
Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive.
Oh, okay. Well, before you go, with relation to you and Blockster, I know you said you're hiring more writers. What's the best way for people to reach out to you, either on DeSo or outside of DeSo?
Thank you, Luca.
You.
You're not just a pretty face.
This is such
After all.
I'll answer that question, and then I'll just reach out to me on DM on DeSo. You can always find me. Yeah, I'm the easiest person in the world to find. William at williamlaurent.com. Just type my name into Google, and it will come up with my site, my email address, or Telegram is BlocksterX. There's literally like 10 easy ways to get in touch with me. But I would just say thank you for having me on, and I apologize for. I know this was very scattered. Like when Mark Bentley, or when I go like Mark or someone, like I come in with a PowerPoint and get Alex, this is what we're going to talk about. Here's the bullet points. Here's the pictures. And today was just like, oh shit, I got it. Matreshka is sending me a telegram. So again, thank you for your patience, and I hope I wasn't too circular.
No, that's how we like it. A little more freewheeling, just with other friends, community members.
I'm so busy that this is like a guilty pleasure. This is really an indulgence, like being on StreamCloud with Matreshka and any call like this. And otherwise, it's just the only other free time is like doing a Skype call with my wife and like getting exercise, because I gotta get exercise every day. And like that's it. There's been no time for art or anything. So.
Well, thank you so much for coming in here and for indulging into being with us. It's absolutely wonderful seeing you, Will. And I'm also sorry for StreamCloud last night, because technically we won, but then Brock decided, or Ed, I'm not sure who of them, decided to spin the wheel because there were just like 3 of us winners and they wanted to do it. And they did.
In the history books, you go down as the winner, not me. No one's going to remember that William had victory stolen from him by biased moderators. One more thing about LA. I'm gonna be there for the DeSo meetup. I'm gonna be there for LA NFT. So it's 7 days. I have booked. I think I'm downtown in one of the hotels. I have an extra double bed for a guy. Like I can't tell my wife. It's like, oh yeah, this woman's that you never met is like staying in the other bed in my hotel room. But if you want to get the word out that if there are any guys, I had asked Zach Mead. I don't think he's coming now.
No, actually, he said that he was trying to see if he can come. I was just talking to him like 2 nights ago.
But his issue is he's not vaxxed, and he's going to need that vax card to get in.
Yes, no, he doesn't need a vax card. He can also have a negative test.
All right, so maybe Zach will be my roommate.
I haven't figured out my situation yet. I'll DM you.
Yeah, DM me. Let me know. I mean, because the room is like, I don't know, $210. But if I could split that with somebody for the time, a couple nights, then that would help.
Okay. Yeah, I'll hit you up.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
I lived in the United States.
Thank you.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you, Will.
Time to go hit the grind.
Blockster
All
it up.
right, to everybody watching, you can find the links to Will and all of us and stuff we talked about under the video. Subscribe.
Come to Miami, everybody.
Come to Miami to visit Will.
Bye.
All right.